Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
And we'll begin here at 5 with the coronavirus and the newest numbers that have come in from the past 5 days. The state reporting 86,009 new cases over that 5-day period, averaging out to 17,000 cases per day. 501 more Michiganders have lost their lives to COVID-19.
Now take a look at the 7-day moving average. It is still very early, but it seems new cases could be starting to level off a bit, but you still have to keep in mind testing numbers are going to be lower because of the holiday weekend. Along with today's update on the state's COVID numbers, Henry Ford Health System also gave an update to talk about some hopeful signs that are starting to emerge.
Dr. Frank George, of course, works in the ER at Henry Ford. He's here with the latest. But first, I want to get your reaction to today's numbers from the state as we've now broadened these out to a 5-day total coming in at once, Doc.
Well, you know, Devin, based on today's marginally improved Michigan numbers, I'm still going to stay optimistic and hope that we're seeing a continued plateau or hopefully maybe even a decrease in case counts. Now, of course, it's a big state and not all of Michigan started the current Omicron spike at exactly the same time. So some counties are going to have different levels of activity. That said, if the Henry Ford Health System is used to gauge activity here in Southeast Michigan, the trend is also favorable.
After weeks and weeks of giving you really sobering news, I'm really happy to report that we are starting, and I emphasize starting, to see a trend that we hope will continue of decreased hospitalization. Overall, our census for COVID hospitalizations have declined since Monday, when we had 551 patients hospitalized with COVID, to this morning, that number being 499. That number includes 2 children under the age of 17.
That's Bob Riney, Chief Operating Officer for the Henry Ford Health System.
Another hopeful sign that we're seeing is the number of people getting infected every day is also slowing. So this is again something that gives us great hope. This morning, our positivity rate for all lab testing was 33%. That is down from 44% that we were trending in the first part of January.
Although these numbers are all moving in a good direction, he emphasized something else that's making a difference.
The data on people being hospitalized without a booster is quite striking, underscoring the importance and benefit of that third dose for added protection. More than 90% of all hospitalized people for COVID or in an ICU or on a ventilator did not receive a booster.
Now, Henry Ford also discussed the ongoing nursing crisis. Now, of course, COVID is making it worse, but even if COVID went away tomorrow, we would still have a severe nursing shortage. To help relieve it, Henry Ford has embarked on 2 initiatives. They're recruiting nurses from the Philippines, and they hope to have that first group begin this summer. They are also recruiting heavily from the MSU Nursing School that is partnered with Henry Ford.
So, Frank, any opinion on the national numbers for new cases that we're seeing?
Yeah, you know, we've already seen some East Coast regions look like they have peaked from their Omicron surge. But that said, it's a big country, and different areas started their surge at different times. So the rise and fall nationally might end up looking a little more drawn out. But for areas like ours that saw an early rise, we actually hope the drop will be sooner as well.
Boy, we sure do. All right, Doc.
All right, now to new developments tonight in the Oxford school shooting case. Today, lawyers for Ethan Crumbley were in front of a judge for a status conference. They set dates for a new hearing set for late next month. Crumbley faces murder and terrorism charges. He did not make an appearance at this hearing. And earlier today, the superintendent of Oxford schools released a letter he hopes will dispel some of the rampant misinformation surrounding the shooting.
And that letter goes point by point through what he calls irresponsible and false allegations against the school and school officials. Defender Sean Lay live tonight to take us through it. Sean.
Devin, Kimberly, let's dig into the superintendent's letter, wanting to clarify some things like a deer head dumped on campus. He is telling the Oxford community that had nothing to do with the November 30th shooting. Also, he says incorrect or false stories about ammunition being found at the high school. He says that never happened and more. It's been nearly a month since we heard from Oxford School Superintendent Tim Throne telling our Devin Skillian how difficult the days have been since tragedy struck Oxford.
Yeah, our hearts are broken. But our spirit is not.
Today, the Oxford schools community is hearing from Throne again through this letter, detailing what district leaders knew and didn't know leading up to the high school shooting. Specifically, Throne addresses an incident with a deer head dumped on high school grounds, writing, "The deer head incident that occurred on November 4 was investigated by law enforcement and was in no way related to the perpetrator of the November 30 incident." Students were also shaken by a bird's head in a jar, also brought into the school. Throne writes, law enforcement investigated the bird head incident before November 30 and determined there was no threat to the high school. They were unable to determine when or how the jar was delivered. And allegations regarding live ammunition being discovered at school are completely false. Throne says tips came in from November 1st to November 30th. There were rumors and worries something could happen. The superintendent says each tip was investigated by law enforcement and that the district was unaware of Ethan Crumley's social media posts showing off a gun he says was bought for him by his parents. There is more to the superintendent's letter. We put the whole thing on clickondetroit.com, our website, if you want to check it out. And Devin and Kimberly, the superintendent is saying he wanted to clear these things up as they get closer to the high school students in Oxford getting back to the high school building. We're live tonight. Sean Lake, Local 4, back to you.
All right, Sean. Canton police are investigating the attempted abduction of a 12-year-old boy. This happened about 7:20 a.m. Police say the boy was at his bus stop near Michigan Avenue in Denton when a man tried to grab him. The boy was able to fight the man off and fled. The suspect in the case, described as approximately 30 years of age, 6 feet tall, with short blonde spiked hair, was driving a white 4-door sedan. If you've got any information, saw anything that might help in the investigation, contact Canton Police right away. University of Michigan has agreed to pay close to $500 million to the accusers among Dr. Robert Anderson's former patients.
The $490 million settlement will be paid out to 1,050 people who've come forward saying he carried out the abuse throughout his nearly 40 years with the school. Megan Woods is in tonight with the reaction to that settlement. Megan, good evening.
Yeah, we spoke to 2 attorneys who represent more than 100 of those survivors combined, and they say that this agreement isn't about the money, but accountability. Today is about those Anderson survivors and the power of coming forward.
The fact of the matter is they now feel like they've been heard.
Attorney Vin Johnson says for his clients, 25 majority men and athletes who want to remain anonymous, today is an emotional day.
And I'm not talking money. I'm talking about the acknowledgement now by the university that these people universally love and support to this day.
Attorney Jamie White represents about 80 Anderson survivors. He also represented survivors of Larry Nassar and others. But to him, this set of victims is unique.
A significant amount of these guys were African-American men who were dropped into the University of Michigan at the age of 17, 18, in the 70s and the 80s and some even in the 90s when it was truly their only option to move forward.
As for what's next, $30 million of the settlement will be reserved for future accusers who come forward by July 31st of next year. In the meantime, a third party will help lawyers divide the remaining $460 million. The university's Board of Regents refers to this moment as an important step towards healing.
At the same time, our work is not complete. The board and administration plan to accelerate additional efforts to work toward a campus with a positive, nurturing, and safe culture.
Before all of this can move forward, the Board of Regents has to approve this agreement at their next meeting, and then the survivors have to approve this agreement and sign it, and then it goes to the court for them to approve it. I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Okay, Megan, thank you. There's a new twist tonight in the controversial rollout of the 5G network here in the U.S.
Yeah, new here at 5, why some flights are still being canceled even after AT&T and Verizon agreed to make changes. Let's check in with Andrew.
Well, hey, it's Paul here today, and we have temperatures that are dropping steadily through the day. The cold air coming in as expected, and we have a very cold night ahead. We'll break it down for you straight ahead.
The Reverend Andre Spivey emerges from federal court happy today.
And he's not dissatisfied. He's not dissatisfied with the sentence.
Yet he is headed to federal prison. Why is he happy? He'll explain.